Ah, you there, sir.
Hi girls, it's Mr. Owen here, as you know, and it is about 11:30 on New Year's Eve, and what better way to spend New Year's Eve than here in Larkin's own Hull. And I brought a copy of the Whitsun Weddings with me, which you all know very well, and this is this very station which Larkin departs from at the beginning of the Whitsun Weddings. I'll just remind you, at the beginning of the poem, that Whitsun I was late getting away, not till about 1:20 on the sunlit Saturday did my three-quarters empty train pull out. All windows down, all cushions hot, all sense of being in a hurry gone. And the rest of the poem obviously you will know, but it's a very station here about 50 years ago that Larkin was very used to travelling from, going all the way through. You can go straight to London, is that right? From here? And if you remember in the Whitsun Weddings, he's joined by the couples, the newlyweds who are on the way to London for their honeymoon. I'm going to now take a tour around Hull, and I will be stopping to document more of Larkin's sights and the history surrounding him as we go, so you can look forward to further entries. We are sorry to announce that. Here he is then, the statue of Philip Larkin, still in the station at Hull here, and you can see his trademark spectacled round face, and he's carrying a book there, which could either be a book of poetry or of course some reference to his career as a librarian in Hull. Hopefully we'll get to see the Hull library in which he worked later on, and beneath which there is an inscription from the Whitsun Weddings with the opening line as well, which you can see. We can actually, if you perhaps can follow me here, there are actually a few other excerpts from Larkin poetry, some of which you may recognise, and those that you do, I'd like you to try and identify, please, and those that you don't, perhaps you could look up on this. Just hold there for a little second. Man's feet in the way. Got that one? Ooh, it's a bit... Okay, and then we're just going to come along. Right, this one's definitely in your anthology, so race to pick out the page number first, please. Who's going to get there first? And then... and you might take a bit of research to identify the lines here, but have a go. And I think that'll probably give you enough to work with for the time being, but we'll be back again later on. Now, this may seem like just a normal Marks and Spencer's and nothing at all to do with Larkin, but actually it is very much to do with Larkin. You'll see there is a plaque here commemorating Larkin, part of the Larkin Trail. Larkin, as you remember, worked in Hull Library, and he had many of the staff there were female. They used to go out for lunch and come back with sort of bags of shopping from Marks and Spencer's, and Larkin was fascinated by this kind of curious commercial aspect of people's lives, and he paid the store a visit, and many of his poems are inspired by the kind of observations that he made when he was in this very store. Although it's modernised today, it was still an M&S back then too. You might remember the lines from here about the shoppers in the city. So that's one example of where Larkin's experiences here led into his works. Thank you. We're just outside Hull Station now, and one of the first things that you're struck by is this really quite impressive war memorial, and there are other parts which we'll come around and have a look at in a moment, but this is the part that commemorates the two great wars. You can see erected to the memory of the men of Kingston upon Hull who laid down their lives for their country in the Great War 1914 to 1918 and the World War 1939 to 1945. The name liveth forevermore, and I thought this would be an appropriate time to just remind you of Larkin's poem 1914, so I'm going to read that now. Those long uneven lines standing as patiently as if they were stretched outside the Oval or Villa Park, the crown of hats, the sun on moustached archaic faces grinning as if it were all an August bank holiday lark. And the shut shops, the bleached established names on the sunblinds, the farthings and sovereigns and dark-clothed children at play called after kings and queens, the tin advertisements for cocoa and twist, and the pubs wide open all day. And the countryside not caring, the place names all hazed over with flowering grasses, and fields shadowing doomsday lines under wheat's restless silence. The differently dressed servants with tiny rooms in huge houses, the dust behind limousines. Never such innocence. Never before or since has changed itself to past without a word. The men leaving the gardens tidy, the thousands of marriages lasting a little while longer. Never such innocence again. And here I am, sitting in the smallest pub room in Britain. A little bit after lunchtime, and it started splitting a little bit. This here is the Humber River, and Larkin used to catch the paddle steamers from over there in the docks. You can go all the way across to Lincoln over there, and if you go further across, you can see where the Hull River itself meets the Humber. Wow, shot there on the right, and over here we've got a spiral